because I'm a big nerd.
Now, do you want to do everybody together or?
No, because it's going to be hard to coordinate that.
So we're still in the lobby of Sapphire Falls, and we met up with K-pop Jeff. And he's got a little surprise for us. Something from Malaysia. You gonna put it on the table?
Okay.
Or should I do one at a time? Or?
Sure, sure.
All right.
All right. So here we've got the Bo Teh Tarik. Teh Tarik is basically the tea that is drank every day. It's more for it's more part of like Indian culture. So you go to a place called like a mama stall, and in the mama stall, it's basically means like Indian Muslim, and that's where you get your foods like your roti canai, your roti talur, which are like that's kind of like the typical breakfast every day. So one of my favorite meals is I'll get like a roti talur, which is kind of like an egg pancake type thing, and then a glass of teh tarik.
What does it taste like?
It is like a milky tea. If you ever had Thai tea, it's a little bit like that. It's basically, it's usually served with condensed milk.
Okay.
And it's sweet and delicious.
Sounds like I like it.
Cool.
The tarik part means pull. So it translates to pulled tea.
So they do the draw like that? Yeah.
Exactly. That's,
cool.
that's that movement that you often see.
And what does that do for the tea?
I think it just kind of aerates it, makes it frothy
Foamy,
and delicious and creamy. Yep. And a second part to this is the company, Bo. Bo has very large tea plantations in a part of Malaysia called the Cameron Highlands. Cameron Highlands was an area that was developed by the British when they occupied Malaysia to basically be the escape from the heat. You know, it's a higher elevated place than other parts of Malaysia. So they built an outpost there so they could get away from the heat, which I can understand why they need to do that, because it's just as bad as it is here in Florida. The heat and humidity all year long. They don't get a break like we do, because at least Orlando and South Florida get breaks. They don't get breaks there. It's all year long. So Bo is a very important company in Malaysia.
And the package tastes the same as you would get at the store?
Relatively close.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's kind of hard to get it perfect.
Okay.
All right. So this is the Penang Kopi O. First off, Penang is where I'm living, so I had to get something that celebrates that. Kopi, as you can imagine, is coffee.
Yeah.
And basically, there are places you go to called kopi teas, which translates as coffee house. And at coffee houses, that's where you can get like some quick meals. You get your different types of coffee and tea. You can usually get teh tarik also at a kopitiam.
Now, is tea more popular than coffee?
It depends. I would say tea is more popular with the Indians in Malaysia, whereas kopi would be more popular with Chinese. So the O part means coffee without milk. Yeah, so there are all different types of coffee that you can order. So what's another one? Like I, for example, always order teh O ice. So that is tea without milk plus ice.
Okay.
Yeah, so I want cold iced tea without milk.
Sounds like I could learn that language quickly.
Yes, that is the Malay part, and that a lot of the words sound very familiar to what we know in English. They really adapted a lot of the words.
Sweet.
So I love this type of coffee. Try it and you don't recognize it at first. If I tell you then what it is, you're like, oh, you're so right. It's one of those things. So yeah, so we covered the teh tarik and the kopi o. So let's go to this one. So this is black currant candy. Basically, there is a famous beverage in Malaysia called Ribena, which consequently I found out is also in London. Just went there a few days ago. And Ribena, see the thing is in Malaysia, they don't have pumpkin spice lattes. You know, so for like...
No Starbucks?
There is Starbucks, but they don't serve pumpkin spice lattes. Like Ribena in different flavors, but there's always the black currant flavor as part of it. So it's kind of synonymous with black currant. And so I feel like that's the equivalent in Malaysia. Like if you can't have a pumpkin spice latte, then you're gonna drink some Ribena. It's got that sweetness.
And it's not a seasonal flavor.
It's not a seasonal thing. It's just more of what I would say like younger girls would drink and etc. I don't, like the basic girls or whatever. That's kind of the drink that they would choose. Yeah. So there you go. Another one, we've got the coffee candy, and this is white coffee. So we have coffee O without the milk. And white coffee is the coffee with the condensed milk.
Okay.
So Penang is very famous for its white coffee, in addition to all other types of coffee.
So white coffee is just coffee with milk.
It's coffee with milk and sugar.
Okay, so like coffee I would drink.
Right, exactly. But because the way that the coffee beans are roasted, it does have a different flavor than coffee here. Yeah. So it's really nice. It's one of my favorites. I love getting so that you would just order normal coffee. If you order like a normal coffee or white coffee, I would get that iced, and that's one of my favorite drinks to have. Yeah, I can have it every day easily. Cool. Yep. The next candy, we have a creamy corn candy. Now, I would say this candy maybe not like super popular in Malaysia, but you find corn in very interesting places there.
Really?
For example, if you order coconut ice cream, the ice cream will be from a fresh coconut, basically, and it'll be served with kernels of corn on top.
Really?
So instead of like sprinkles.
Like boiled corn, or?
Basically.
Really?
Yeah, just like.
So was that influence from the British?
I have no idea where it came from.
I wouldn't think it would be native.
Right. Because the thing
What's
is,
from the Americas?
When we think about
Right,
corn on
but
the
the British.
cob,
Yeah.
when we think about corn on the cob, it actually is a sweet
Yeah.
but we never think of it as a dessert, right?
Yeah.
But it is used in desserts there. Yep. There's also another famous dessert there called ice kacang. Ice kacang is like a shaved ice dessert, and it has all different flavors in it, like condensed. It's kind of like a snowball, but it'll also have like condensed milk. It'll have some rose flavored syrup. It'll have some these kind of like gelatinous bean type things. It'll have pieces of corn. It'll have peanuts. All the things. We put all the things in there. Sometimes we'll have some ice cream with it, and it is extremely refreshing. The other famous dessert in Penang, especially, is called cendol, and cendol is also like a shaved ice dessert, but it has gula melaka in it, and gula melaka is like a brown sugar type thing, like brown molassesy sugar, which is one of my favorite things.
Sounds good.
I think I know that.
Oh, it's so good, and it's got also these little like green slivered gelatinous things on it that kind of look like worms,
Do you know
what
what
I
it is?
It's a gelatin thing mixed with pandan, which is green and kind of fresh, scented, tasted thing. It's so hard to describe.
Minty?
Not minty.
Oh.
Almost flavorless. It's just a light flavor, but it is part of the dessert, and it's more just like gummy-ish.
Okay, gives you like a different mouthfeel.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So which one do you recommend I should try?
I think these ones you just save for later.
Yeah,
but
definitely. Yeah.
I think the corn one is
Try
the
the
most
corn?
fun.
All right.
Because I'm really curious to see your reaction onto this one.
I can taste the corn.
Do you feel like it tastes like something familiar?
Yeah.
Popcorn.
Caramel popcorn.
Or-
That's what I'm getting.
You know what I got from it? Think about this. A bowl of
Cornflakes.
Captain Crunch.
Oh, Captain Crunch. Yeah, that
Captain
works.
Crunch with milk.
Yep.
That, to me, it tastes exactly like
And
that.
Captain Crunch is made from corn.
Yeah, exactly. The first time I tried it, that was...
It's an unusual like candy. Like I wasn't thinking I'm gonna eat a corn candy.
Right. But
I mean it's not bad, but it's unusual.